beyond time, from beyond the outer limits of your imagination. He's the master of the flying guillotine. And he's ready to blow your mind. With more nerve-shattering special effects than you have ever seen before. It's a trip into a world where warriors from the ends of the universe meet in combat that knows no boundaries. A world where silent soldiers of death try everything in their power to conquer the most gruesome weapon ever conceived. See special visual effects filmed entirely in Super Cinevision as the master of the flying guillotine encounters the most amazing creatures in this or any world. As he experiences the most spectacular adventures the mind can imagine. The master of the flying guillotine.
Hey, nice to hear you.
Welcome.
Are we audible?
Sorry for my alias. I didn't know I was asking for an alias.
Yeah, it's a good alias, Robot Harmon. I like it.
It's amazing.
The penguin is comforting too. I like it.
Yeah.
So what's going on?
We were just chatting about your films earlier, and yeah, let's just do an introduction.
That must have been a quick conversation.
I had to ask you something right away before I forget too, because I've watched quite a few of your movies now, and I was thinking of I know you like the song. It was called like "Looking for a Friend." Who wrote whose song is that? Who performs the song? I'm losing my mind.
I know.
I'm trying to find it.
You're not the. Well, first of all, I posted it on my on our channel 2 weeks ago because I got a lot of requests about it. But I'm going to plead the fifth. I'm going to plead the fifth on its origins and what it is until the time is right.
Okay. Let the mystery continue.
but it's an interesting story. It's certainly worth the 1 minute it would take to tell you. But I have to plead the fifth until something clears the air.
No, perfect. No. That's awesome. I'm glad I'm not the only one losing their mind over it.
Well, that was the whole point. It's like, okay, well, I mean, a lot of it was. I mean, obviously, you guys know, like, I'm a prankster. I don't consider myself a serious filmmaker. So
Fair.
And I get these things like people would. I knew for a fact that even our own cast and crew were watching the first 5 minutes of my movies. They weren't watching the whole thing. So I figured, well, what if I put their names at the 1 hour mark in the movie? So I think I think Backfire has the credits like starting at the 1 hour or goes into the 1 hour mark.
Yeah,
And so literally, I had these calls from the actors saying, "How come my name's not on the movie?" And so clearly they never got to the 1 hour mark.
It's so funny you're mentioning this to me because I'm on Tubi, right? I'm looking at your Tubi and I'm watching like Backfire and I see the credits pop up like 1 hour and they're still fading in. And I'm like, oh, Gregory, you genius, right? This is so avant-garde. You did it again,
Well, I mean, also because having the knowledge as a film distributor, I'm able, I get data and reverse engineering on what we need to do, and they're cutting off our end credits, they're cutting off the beginning of our films. Yeah. So we know what so we know how to manipulate the system because I really think that people should be credited, but you watch it, you never. Some movies never, like Christopher Nolan's movies, don't have credits till the end, and so all that stuff gets lopped off when you watch it on regular, like a channel that's streaming continuously 24/7. It jumps you. It goes straight in and you have like 5 seconds to like keep on the credits, or it takes you to the next movie, which is totally unrelated. So yeah.
No, fair. No, that makes total sense.
Mm-hmm.
You want to give people their credit.
Yeah. Well, but I think that's as far as I go. I think Did I make a movie where I put where the credits don't start till like the end of the I'm not sure. I'm not sure anyway.
Only one I know is Backfire. That takes a long time.
Yeah, it fades in and out over the hour.
Well, these days nobody knows they're watching a movie. You go to the theater, nobody knows CinemaScope. You don't see the screens open wide and the curtain moving, and nobody knows you're watching 35 versus digital. And so I'm just trying to get people to pay attention more to that they're watching a movie, the format of it. And so that's why, like, sometimes, I don't know, one of the films, I swear I put like the intermission in at the 10-minute mark.
Keep them on their toes.
Yeah, so
you could be like the first 10 minutes or so action packed. We need an early intermission. Got to get you back in your seat. After pull you off.
Yeah.
Well, these days, like, even me, like, I never know half the time what I'm watching. And so just putting stuff into perspective and something's different, people get into it a little bit more. You gotta shake them, the wrong way, and then they'll pay attention. That's what it was with me and Cassavetes. And it's funny because we're in a world now where our movies and content and everything is being ingested through these AI computers, and they're spitting out, yes, we're going to make this one a hit, or we're going to suppress this. And so they'll routinely come back and say, hey, I think one of the films I had like some grainy scratches, and he says, well, that seems like that's a mistake in the movie. I said, no, that's our, or they were like, I put in some color bars to break up the scenes, the color bars at the beginning of tapes. And they would, and I think if Tubi was like, well, that seems like it's a mistake. I said, it's not a mistake, just keep it in.
That is crazy that the Tubi's making that decision, or wants to make the decision for you, be like, hey, you messed this up or something. It's interesting for you. The artistic.
Well, they don't have a concept. So something comes through their pipeline just like a donut, and they pass it through. But something's a little bit a lopsided donut, or tastes salty or something. Then they flag it. They flag it. So that's good, because at least we're triggering. We trigger something.
Yeah. You're keeping them awake.
If we don't trigger anything, then I didn't do. Then I fail as a stalker, as a harasser.
Dude, you're kind of like you're like a Hitchcock type figure. You're breaking new ground here, new scares.
Well, I know one of you guys likes Choke for some reason. I think you do.
It's me. I'm a freak about Choke. I watched it like almost 2 years ago, I think, at this point. And I've been telling these guys, I'm like, this is the most important film right now.
Yeah.
It's funny because that movie was inspired a bit by Torn Curtain, the later Hitchcock movie.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, where there's like this 4-minute choking scene, and I was like, okay, well, let's try to adapt it, and like now choking can take different forms of different forms of sensors. Like you can feel a lot of different things through choking. You can feel cinematic, you could feel torturous, you could feel pleasure, all this combined. And also like in Hitchcock, he clearly says that to kill is enjoyable. There's a sort of what do you call it? I don't say perverted, but you get it. There's this underlying tension. It's not necessarily sexual, but there's this enjoyment, a gratification of killing.
For sure.
So, and that's what Choke was. It was sort of like crossing the border, the boundaries between so forth. But it was meant to be this extension of Shane Ryan's amateur porn star killer saga, because I had launched that series with him. I said, well, let's do a movie that's like in the universe, but it's not a continuation of that story. And so that's how the infancy of that movie started. And then
so you were involved with the amateur porn.
Yes,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I had distributed them originally. I'd helped them put them together, and they were made already. But the company I was working at through I guess he had sent out these folders. He had like 100 these press kit folders with nice stills and a nice image on the cover, a semi-naked girl that had like a 10-page bio of himself in the movie, and it had a DVD. And I found it in the trash at this movie company. This movie company I was working at the time, and I looked at it and I said, "What's this?" And then I started calling him, and then I ended up putting up out the 3 films, and I produced the 4th one, which never got finished. It was more of a parody. It's called Amateur Porn Star Killer 3D. And then we'd always talked about making a movie together that would be based on the character, alternate universe, and I sort of personally felt like I owed it to him because I've tortured him throughout so many movies, Shane. I mean, really, it's even when I feel like I'm torturing someone too much, then I know it must be that much exaggerated, that much more. Like, I think I really like.
I think his performance in Choke is. Yeah, I think you see that in Choke. Like, he really gives it all for his performance. It's pretty nuts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's good in it. Sarah Bryan's good in it. Scott. Yeah, I don't. I think you're the first guys I'm talking about the Choke. I've never spoken about the movie at all to anybody. I don't even know how to recollect a lot of the things in the movies. I don't know.
I'll recollect it for you. I'll do the DVD commentary.
I didn't watch it on Tubi like you did, so I have no idea. So.
Yeah, you see, but you shocked my system with the Tubi, right? I was in my Tubi days, right? Every movie the same. Am I even watching a movie? And this turns on, and the intended effect, I think, worked.
Yeah. I like that it's I got to do this sort of artistic movie about choking, which is good. I mean,
it's a masterpiece.
It kind of goes along with what you were saying earlier with the song and how you don't want to kind of reveal the mystery of it. Like, a lot of your movies are they like make you ask questions as you're watching them, like, what's going on here, like, what does this mean, blah blah blah. And I feel like the AI stuff kind of censors all that, but like, for an actual viewer, it makes you more engaged with the material.
Yeah, well, I mean, to be honest with you, I don't even know what you're watching because my movies don't exist in any one form. They're all chopped up. Like, every platform has a different version. So I believe Tubi's got a complete version of Choke. I don't know, but I'm just saying, like, my earlier stuff, like Mad Cowgirl, Blue Dream, they exist in 5 or 6 different versions, and that's fine. Go ahead. Yeah,
I was gonna mention that Blue Dream, like, on Tubi, it's like 70 minutes, but I found a different version of Blue Dream that's like 90 minutes. And I'm like, wow, what the hell?
Yeah, and there's like nudity in that one. It's a whole different vibe.
Yeah, exactly. Even with I noticed that you released the same film in like different forms, because like there's Violent Blue, that's like the original, and there's also Caged Beauty, which is like censored. And
yeah, well, you shouldn't say that on air, because if they hear, then I got a situation. But now since
we're stop digging.
Now since you let that one out, I'm incriminated. But basically, what happened is that Amazon will reject our movies, and so will Tubi. And believe me, look, if a human rejects it, I'll stand by that. Reject it because you're saying there's a penis in it. That's fine, fine. But don't have a computer reject it on other different terms because there's scratches that we embedded into the movie, or the audio is off because it's mono. Like, some scenes I'll change from stereo to mono, then back to stereo. Like, don't flag it because don't have your computer do that. So what'll happen is they'll flag us, and then once you can't get in, you have to wait okay. So I don't know how much you heard, but if like Amazon rejects a movie because of whatever, penises or whatever, full frontal nudity, so we're automatically kicked out of the system, and so then we have a year to reapply. But every time we apply using the same title, the computer says this is literally the same movie. So we change the title, or we'll cut it off. And then most of the time than not, it does get through. They do catch it, but it does get through. And it actually finds a new generation of viewers because, the way we are now, the algorithms keep changing. So whoever saw Blue Dream 2 years ago, they don't even consider they exist. They're considering, like, who's the new audience that's going to discover it now. But as it relates to like Violent Blue, that came at a time like before streaming. So it was on this. I guess like if you were Catholic, or I mean, if you were an organization booking entertainment or films, the Catholic Church would send out this book like, these movies are approved and these are banned. And Violent Blue was in the book; it got banned. And somebody said, like, somebody said you're in this Catholic banned book. So obviously some trims had to go in order. I mean, I think just the premiere audience theatrically got to see the movie, but in retrospect, it was. I mean, I had major walkouts because the beginning, which you don't see anymore, there's a pig that gets slaughtered.
Oh,
a real pig. Yeah. Well, actually, the version that you see now is not the original. The original is even more graphic, and we had people walking out during that scene, and then immediately goes into like the opening of the movie, and then there's Shane Ryan, and there was real hardcore sex going on. He was getting like a DJ. so that I don't know if you ever saw the movie Pump Up the Volume. With Christian Slater. Do you know that movie?
Yeah, Pump Up the Volume. Yeah, I've seen it.
So he was in the audience, and then he walked out after 7 minutes. Right after, so he could get through the pig. He could get through the pig, but he couldn't get through Shane's BJ. But I don't know. As I get older, my tastes have gotten mellow. I'm not sure. Maybe I'm just too skeptical and negative about the business. But I had to go back again to because every 2 years, I have to go back and redo these movies to get them on to platforms again, because their standards keep changing, right? So I was 2 weeks ago I was re-editing Mad Cowgirl, Blue Dream, Cage Beauty, Violent Blue, and I was still amazed. Even in the edited cuts, there was still strong nudity. There was, I didn't realize like there's a full-on pornos hardcore scene in Mad Cowgirl that I didn't even know. Yeah. I totally forgot about that. So then I'm wondering like why am I mad at the world that I'm getting banned? But but I shouldn't have to think about those things because I never really did. I mean, like, I don't want to reverse engineer for a computer so that they could get in more subscribers to buy their junk, whatever. Mm-hmm. So
it's crazy because Tubi has like actual pinkus. So I'm wondering why like it's rejecting your films.
Yeah, why they're so picky. You think that
it's only a matter of time before they catch it. But I mean, you don't mean real pinku egas, do you?
No. There's like full blown pinku egas, like by Takashi Zeze, I think it was his name. Okay. And also like some more minor works like Twilight Dinner is one it's called, and also like I think one was called Twitch My Love, which is also cut. It's like originally 60 minutes, but they cut like 44 minutes, but there's still like nudity in it. So that's bizarre.
Yeah, no, they cut it because we had even like Tokyo Decadence, and they wouldn't take Tokyo Decadence.
Oh wow!
But that movie's pretty harsh. That's a harsh movie. So I'm surprised, but I mean, that's the way it goes. But I don't, like I've lost so much touch with the cult market. Like I have no clue because like I was one of the first to put out some of the Nikatsu, Roman porn, like Wife to Be Sacrificed and. Legend of Sada Abe, which in turn was remade as In the Realm of the Senses. So But I get to hold the award for in the case of Wife to Be Sacrificed, the turning point. Have you seen Wife to Be Sacrificed? Any of you? It's an amazing.
No, I haven't gotten around to it yet.
Nikatsu Roman porn film. So, but you will never see a movie where the turning point is his wife getting an enema. And that's the turning. That's when her life changes. Like she falls in love with her husband again as she's getting an enema. And I'm the only one that can say I distributed a movie where the turning point is an enema.
Incredible.
I'll definitely cherish that when I finally gotten around to watching that.
It's on the list now.
I was like, because like, first of all, nobody, I mean, like now I'm making a point to like accept anything that comes my way, like interviews and stuff. But like, I was thinking like, I had maybe one request of choke before, and then it's you guys, and like you must be scraping the bottom of the barrel at Tubi. And
this is what it was. It just came naturally, like, you know what I mean? Like, I just remember scrolling through and I saw it. And I was like, nothing else matters anymore. It's like post cinema. I needed more.
So it's like, you know, like the 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon, everything's linked. So did you start with like a James Bond movie and then you ended up with choke?
I feel like I have to start at my date of birth, lead into choke. You know, like, the story begins a long time ago.
You guys are in Canada?
I'm in Canada, and we got one American.
U.S. Yeah,
I'm from Europe.
Okay, because I was wondering because they're because I don't know the Canada Censorship Board how that works, so I don't know.
Yeah, me neither. To be honest with you, I have no idea what's happening there. I think it's the same as like the U.S. when it comes to like you can see bush and like penis, but it can't be a boner. That makes any sense.
Well, I mean, if you look carefully, Blue Velvet's got a boner when he's hiding in the closet, and you know, I mean, if you look closely, there is a boner. Like if you see in the theater, you see the boner. If you see it on TV, maybe not so much. The theater, there's a boner. Yeah,
get it on the Catholic book list. It's over.
No, I don't want to get too political about this, but I believe there's a lot of agendas in order where they're desexualizing cinema, just like they're desexualizing people. You know, like how many states are sort of the infertility level is just skyrocketed, and a lot of that, you know, a lot of procreation and sex and all that is, you know, it's derived from watching imagery. That's how it's been for ancient civilizations, and, you know, nude, voluptuous goddesses, you know, and so you take it away from cinema or mainstream cinema, and there's less likely to, you know. I felt that historically it's always been there to try to keep civilization going, and now with that gone, and everyone's confused with identities and all that, then it's just, you know.
No, it's totally true. I
never thought I never thought I would make a movie with zero nudity, but now I have. I mean, I've never abused nudity, you know.
Yeah, it's strange. Like certain genres just kind of like died out. Like there's no more sex comedies. Really, there's no more like like thrillers that have like a, I don't know, like an erotic bent, I guess. Like, they just don't exist anymore.
They actually did like a French remake of Emmanuel, and it's got no sex.
Well, don't go watch mine, because mine has even less no sex. Mine has.
Retroactively takes away sex.
And that was purely based for streaming. So, but now I'm getting the worst criticism because they're saying he's the guy that makes the Emmanuel movies without sex.
Avant-garde, okay? They don't get it yet.
Yeah, you gotta have a high IQ to understand Gregory Hatanaka's films.
Well, it's true. That's what I've been saying. That's what I'm trying to convince people. But you're not helping my argument by being like, I don't even remember, you know. I'm telling people if first of all, if you're sort of on the spectrum, and you tend towards being a murderer, yes, you qualify to watch my movies. So. It's all coming together now. I think this is it for me.
You know, for all the sanitation and you know that I've got to do in my films, look, you guys ended up coming across them in whatever form they were, and that's I'm really grateful for that. You know, I know some people will say I never want it seen if it can't be seen this way, but I'm like, okay, well, let's, you know, maybe if they like it enough, they will seek out the original version. Maybe they won't. You know, you know.
Oh, that is for sure the case, because I remember watching Cage Beauty on Tubi, and then I just really loved it. It was a lot like the formatting and stuff. It kind of felt like a Roman porno film, and I just
because it kind of was
exactly it was, and it blew my mind away. So I was just looking around. I was looking through the cast, and all the same cast was like in a movie called Violent Blue. And I was going through that, and I just saw that it's the exact same movie.
Are you German?
Not exactly. I'm from East Europe.
Polish,
like Russia. Yeah.
Oh, Russia. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one. Look, heck, I was bored, and I just wanted to make a movie with subtitles. And then what happened is the cast. I got so depressed with what was going, because you don't understand, like, these movies, you see them on screen, but you don't realize like how every time I want to kill myself, like behind the scenes, because there's a lot of these dramas that people never talk about, and this was one of those films, and I just got so like demoralized with the process that I turned it into a silent movie.
Well, it was
I think half the movie's in silent, and then the rest is like they're talking in Slovak, and then she's talking in Slovak, and they respond in Polish or Czech. They're already talking different languages, and then you have the international language, the English, and for the silent movie sequences, and then you've got the music, and the idea was like, can I? What's my excuse for putting Wagner in a movie? And this was it. And I didn't clear Wagner. It's in the movie.
Yeah, I noticed that's a trend you do. Like, you put people who barely even speak English in your films. Like, in Mad Cowgirl, there's like the Sri Lankan doctor, and apparently that's like an actual filmmaker you track down in a 7-Eleven.
He is okay. So in other words, like, there used to be like these books by Variety and the Hollywood Reporter. They published like annual, like, this was the top movie of Africa this year. This was the top movie of Iran, Iraq. So if you pull up Sri Lanka, his movies come up. He's won Best Director, Best Actor. He's the Spielberg of Sri Lanka. And he's been working at this 7-Eleven store for like 20 years, 25 years. I saw my career when he was still at 7-Eleven. And listen, the guy kicks my ass as a filmmaker. Watch his movies; they're really good. And he's dealing. The Sri Lankan political environment is tough. So he's making movies about lust for your neighbor, and stuff that is really dangerous to be making in that environment. And I just loved his work. So but I was ignorant at the time. I thought he was Indian, but he was Sri Lankan. So you can't, you don't mix the, So.
Yeah. We're all learning stuff every day, Well,
I try to bring on people because I'm amused. I'm very much amused by him, and I like his work. But I also hope that people's experience rubs off onto me, because I need a lot of their experience. So.
But that's crazy. Like, how did he even manage to like track down his films? Because when I heard that, I tried to look up them myself, and there's like barely any entries on IMDb.
If I get Linton Samaga.
Yeah.
It's right, Linton. Yeah. And by the way, Linton's the character of Tommy Wiseau's character in Samurai Cop 2 as a nod to this guy. So,
okay.
So what happened is that the company I was working at, I was a distributor, and the my assistant there, she'd always go get her morning coffee from the 7-Eleven. So there you go. And so she saw him, and she said they'd always ridicule him. Like, he'd say, "Oh, you're talking to the movie director. Oh, he's the movie director." so what ended up happening was I ended up distributing his movies on DVD. And they all flopped, but they were good movies. They were really good movies. So, and I don't even know if they're in release anymore. He's made a new movie, but what little release was out there of the movie, I'm glad I was able to do that.
I managed to track them down. Awesome. Yeah, with English subtitles too.
Yeah.
I did like. I was watching the DVD copy of Master of the Flying Guillotine, and it ends with like subtitles by Gregory Hatanaka and also Jason Cartillion.
Oh, well, did you hear? I posted not a making of, but I posted a behind the scenes of my involvement with that on our channel, so you can hear the whole story on that. Yeah, it was a passion. It was a passion for me. Ultimately, turned out okay, but I still have some bitterness about that whole,
process. Yeah,
part of my life. That's why you see the flying guillotine in like 20 of my movies, because I can't let go.
Yeah, even in like joint projects, like Jamie's films got it. like baby cat has a huge poster of the flying guillotine.
Oh, he knows the poster. Okay, good.
Yeah, I love the poster. Like, what was the Boiling Point? What's the movie's name? Or Break Fire? I forgot. But
I think Boiling Point.
Yeah, that's the one with the long ass credits, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
There's like
It's Boiling Point. I double checked. It's Boiling Point. You're right.
Okay. Well, that one has like a huge poster of the Abel Ferrara's Blackout, and it's like
yes.
poster.
I got that from Sarah Lassay, who was the star of Cowgirl, because she's in the Blackout. She's the girl. She's the ghost that he kills.
Yeah,
so I got that from her.
No way.
Yeah, and then also if you watch Boiling Point even closer, the poster for John Cassavetes' Love Streams is also up there, the big one, and then there's one for Straight Time, the Dustin Hoffman movie, which I love. So I'm glad you got to see this because you know I would have been depressed if one person in my life hadn't noticed that.
Well, we're huge fans of Ferrara, and also like I think the Dustin Hoffman movie was written by Michael Mann. I think it was like one of his first screenplays, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe like
I didn't know that. Okay, well I know Ulla Grossbard directed, and you know he did True Confessions, and he's a great director. And Abel. You know, I distributed Abel's movie Our Christmas, and he's a maniac.
Yeah,
he's a maniac.
No, he sincerely is. You'd be talking like this, and then you're talking, and then there's just nobody there, and you realize he hung up 5 minutes ago. No, really, and it wasn't just me. Everybody else was saying, yeah, he does that all the time. You just you don't even know. There's not even a click. It's just like he's gone.
He did even with like Conan O'Brien. Yeah, everyone has experienced that. He even did it with the same thing on the Conan O'Brien show. Like he just phased out and just left. It's the craziest.
But you know, I love his movies. Like Bad Lieutenant, I try to imitate wherever I can because I love that. I love the Blackout, obviously. But yeah, he was. You know, sometimes knowing the behind the scenes or what these real people are like is like it sort of like I'm not saying demoralizes you, but it disappoints you a little bit, and especially him because he has like these
great artist. Yeah,
he's a great artist, but he's Italian, so he has like these Italian guys, and they gang up on you, and they sound like mobsters. They're like, "Greg, give us a call. I got something going. Call us now." You're like, and it was like totally harassment, and I wasn't the main. I think it was actually Lionsgate that was the main one that did the deal with and Lionsgate hired me to put it in theaters, but they sent Abel to me without warning me. So.
It's awesome.
That must have been an experience. I know that you also got to work with Takashi Miike. You're the guy who's responsible for getting his films to the US, actually. And
that is crazy.
The West.
I did Gozu, which I love. I love Gozu, and I did some of his other stuff. I can't remember. I did some of his regular stuff like Celery Man Kentaro. You know, I don't even know. Gozu was the big one because Gozu was great because at the time everybody, you know, he was just breaking through. I produced the DVD and it was great. If you see the DVD, there's an interview with him, Eli Roth, and Guillermo del Toro, and Vincenzo Natali, who did Cube, and they're all together in this room. We got them together and just like talking to to Miike-san, and it's just amazing. and then I had dinner later, and I tried to. This was like 2002, 2003, and I tried to sell him on 3D, and he wouldn't listen to me. I kept telling him like if he just would listen to me, 3D would change his life. and he, this is of course during sake and sushi, but I was trying to, and he was like, and you could tell because he's very reserved. He doesn't really talk that much, and you could tell he's like, okay, what's up with this this idiot? did he who knocked him on the head? Or, you know, so.
You're somewhat you're kind of right though, right? Because it did boom. The 3D boom comes and goes, right? It keeps ebbing and flowing.
Yeah, exactly. You know, and I've always been a huge. proponent.
I was going to say, you could have had Takashi Miike's Avatar by now.
Yeah, I was going to say that. Produced by Gregory Hatanaka. That would be amazing.
That's the good timeline, you know?
But he's good. I haven't seen a Miike movie in like 10 years. I have no idea what he's up to, honestly. So
I don't either, to be honest.
Yeah, same deal. That's what I was going to say too.
Well, he was, I was sort of tapped into that scene. He was, his movies were funded by DVD companies, and so they were movies straight for DVD. So that's why at that time, if you talk to people in Japan, they didn't know who he was because he wasn't like a cinema director. He was a DVD director. But yet his films played Cannes, like to an international audience, he was a theatrical cult director. But to the Japanese, they were like, no. Just like with Kurosawa, the Japanese didn't take him seriously.
Yeah, exactly.
When he was doing like Kagemusha and Ran, he had to get Coppola and Lucas to co-produce Kagemusha.
Yeah. It's a big crazy. Speaking of Japanese cinema, are the Maidroid films anyway inspired by their Japanese counterparts?
Well, I mean, nothing, I don't have a single original idea, but I distributed the first Maidroid.
Oh, hell yeah. Amazing. Yeah, I'm a huge fan.
And so I was talking to my producing partner and writer, Rich Mallory, and I said, can you just make a movie called Maidroid? He said, sure. So he did 1 and 2. So, yeah. Because I wanted to do that. I wanted to do that series. I wanted to do a Maidroid movie. And I also we had this series called the Molester, the Train Molesters. The girl,
chicken or whatever they call.
Yeah, where the girl goes on the train and she gets molested, and then each day she learns to like it more and more. So, and then she falls in love.
Classic romance.
But they have different variations. Like one of them, she's hunting down a murderer or killer. Like this is, it's not just always like a schoolgirl getting abused, but but I wanted to do a train molester series, but then we soon realized that there was going to be trouble getting it out there. We were going to have like Lexi Bell play the girl, and it was an earnest effort to do a train molester series because
that would be amazing. Actually, I would like to fund this personally.
You gotta do the Emmanuel move where you make it sexless though, right? Like you have a train molester series, no molesting.
It's gonna be a train touching series.
Yeah, no, just train looking, gazing, train gazing.
Train gazing. Yeah, that would go hard because no one talks about the gazing in subways. Like people just randomly stare at you, and it's
twisted. It's twisted.
Yeah, it is.
Well, I mean, you're. There's a whole business in that. I mean, I'm not. This. I mean, we're getting into areas that are sensitive here, but there's a big business in that. There's stuff like they're making fake arms and fake hands. You know that, right? So like it looks like your hand is outside, but you're really groping. And in the subways you're wall to wall next to each other, so it's like it's kind of insane. It's insane their repression, but also the areas that they're so free to do. But it was the Molester series and like the Maidroids that said, listen, let's do, and those were in turn an extension of like the Nikatsu 70s movies where they were like 65 minutes or 69 minutes. They were like, because Nikatsu movies, they would show like a double bill, sometimes a triple bill in Japan. And so that just sort of, that when that market dried up, because these Nikatsu movies were expensive, they were 35 millimeter CinemaScope. So when that dried up, it just kind of migrated to DVD, and now you have like these Molester series that are only 1 hour and 5 minutes, and then if you notice, like the last dozen of our movies, maybe the ones I've done and I've produced, they're only like 62 minutes, 63 minutes. Oh yeah, I mean,
it's the perfect runtime. That's what you want out of a movie. Honestly, you totally warped my sense of what a movie is. I go 60 minutes max, like. I got places to go. Like,
well, I think 60 minutes with an intermission is perfect.
I need a break too. I need to think about what I watched.
Honestly, speaking of intermission, I was wondering, is that you in Fatal Pulse? Like in the intermission, you're talking on the phone. Is that you? Damon Packer's film.
I mean, I was. It might be Warren, my assistant. Warren's in the movie.
Warren. Warren is amazing.
He's the Star of a Man is Dead. So
I enjoyed that one too. That one went hard. I liked it.
Oh yeah, that one. That one's not finished. That one. I'm gonna go back and finish and
go back.
Yeah. I forget what Fatal Pulse is. That's a genius movie. That's a good movie.
Yeah. We had Damon Packard before, and one of the first things we asked him was like, "How's the experience with Gregory Hatanaka?" Because we barely know anything about him, and we've seen all your films.
Yeah.
And like every time, like only places that you could find information about yourself is like on Wikipedia. It's like about your distribution history only, and like films like.
He seemed like a very serious career man, you know. I was like, what does he mean by this? You know, like what's the mystery behind it?
Yeah, what's the mystery? What's like?
I'm trying to crack the joke for like a decade here.
I wanted it to be organic. First of all, I wanted people to discover this stuff and then sort of talk about it, and but obviously the world we are in now, that doesn't happen. So I needed like what do you call it? The steroid. I needed steroids to get that going. So now I've been doing interviews. I've been doing more articles and trying to guide people on what it is that I'm trying to do.
Awesome.
Which I don't. Awesome. I don't know.
I do think that you really you exploit the streaming service to like a next level, because streaming is the current sense of cinema now. Like even like big productions, Christopher Nolan might even make a Netflix movie. But like you really like a lot of these people. Like when I'm thinking about like companies like Cinema Epoch, I'm thinking of like Asylum, and Asylum did make like 1 billion Sharknado movies. That was like the zeitgeist at the time. But the Cinema Epoch like did never like bend the knee to that kind of stuff. Like you guys never did like.
You guys could have totally gone hack like right away, right? You could have just been releasing like as you mentioned, like like shark movies or whatever. But every single one has been creative.
You probably shouldn't see the films that we're distributing, but sure. What you just said it holds true for the productions. That's for sure. Thank you. Yes, yeah.
We're gonna add that the shark movies are fine. They're also very cool. I think the sharks are very cool.
My thing is that we're in a time of the Wild West, and it's fun, and I'm just amazed how much I don't know what the word is, pranking I can get away with, and I keep pushing the envelope, and nothing happens to backfire, on me, and so I keep going more in that direction, and it becomes this sort of cyclical world of insanity with no guide, and it's kind of fun. I mean, they're
very fun
because there's all these layers. I could I could do a flying guillotine if I wanted to, or I could make a movie about a theremin, the Amityville theremin, or I could do a train molest. I could do a train molest, or I could do so it's a movie I want to do coming up is like what is the one I want to do? I don't even know. Well, yeah. I mean, it's a man. It's called Bleed. So it's sort of a companion piece to Choke, but it's called Bleed. And essentially, it's this care, and it's I feel like there was a movie about bleeding, but not this kind of movie. This is close to like Possession, the Andrzej Solowska, the Polish. Yeah, so it's about a man who's just bleeding. He's bleeding to death during the course of this 90-minute, but he has to somehow blow up the stock market. He's got to like rig the stock market, and he has to get back with his ex-wife somehow. That
sounds like a masterpiece there.
And then half the movie he's walking, so we're constantly following him. So it's gonna be like 5 camera people, handheld. We're so that'll be fun. That'll be fun.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it. Honestly,
we're already sold
already. Yeah.
Do you see any value in physical media these days anymore? Like, would you release your stuff still on like Blu-ray or any like huge special packages that people could physically buy?
Well, I mean, some of it already is on Blu-ray, like made on demand. Like I think SRS Cinema, Ron Bone, he does some of our titles. I don't think they're doing well at all. and we still have Samurai Cop on. We're doing that on Blu-ray and physical. I love it. I have a record collection of 6,000 records, LPs. But I just don't. I don't know. I don't see it. It'll always be what it'll be. It'll be this sort of memento kind of piece that holds sentimental value intrinsically, but I don't. It's certainly not a format for the masses anymore.
Yeah,
you're talking like 300 people who like that kind of movie. Like you're not gonna look. I'm not gonna sell 50 copies of Choke. Also,
you are. I'll have 49 spare.
Well, it seems
what I was thinking of doing, because like there's people like you guys that say, is it on DVD? And I say, no, it's not. So I was thinking of like doing, well, I don't know how long, because it's finite, but I wanted to do like 6 movies on one DVD.
Awesome.
And then also even on like YouTube, because you got to do different streams, because of different markets. Like if you do short form 1 minute, it's a different audience than if they watch the feature form. So I'm gonna string like 12 hours of my movies together as one stream on YouTube, and so you're like, and there'll be stuff in between each movie, of course, but just wanted the way to see these movies presented, and I might add a little commentary to it.
Awesome.
But answer your question. I don't. I wish there was a physical market. But.
It seems like nowadays, like a lot of it is just very niche, and it's more about the packaging. Like if you have this like outrageous, elaborate packaging with like limited numbers, that's how it sells. But like if you just like do print on demand, it doesn't seem to do all that well for some reason. Like it's more about the limited availability.
It's been that way for like 20 years since Blue Underground and Anchor Bay was doing the Argento stuff. They were numbered, and the Werner Herzog stuff was numbered. I don't think we're in that caliber. Thank you if you think we are, but we're not. We're not. I just and it's not like here I made a Xerox DVD for you. It costs money to make these DVDs. So
right, yeah.
I would like to just have a CD of Choke.
Yeah, I need a Laserdisc copy.
A CD, I can get you a CD. A DVD, I don't know about that. I'll get you a CD.
Just the MP3 of the film, please. I should listen to it.
I collect. I don't know. Probably before you guys' time. Do you remember DiscoVision? It was the first discs that RCA put out of movies.
I just bought one of those.
Yeah, so I collect those. And it's pretty cool because the ballpoint pen trick, right? You put the tips of the ballpoint pen on the top, you slide off the top lid, and the record comes out. Because basically, it's a record that's showing a movie. You have a stylus and needle, and it's playing it. Yeah. So, it's that technology it's amazing. It's amazing the different kinds of technology we've had, and then how quickly we're plowing through it right now. Like I don't, like how much further can you really go on streaming? Okay, immersive, big deal. But like, what do you like? I don't know what the future is, And then
it's 3D. We're coming back.
No, it's like VR, right? We're just getting in the movies now. I'm teleporting myself
in the stream. Yeah, I'm getting choked. 3D.
Well, it's always been about
choking you in VR.
Well, it's always been about escapism, right? So, like, why do you want to be immersive? If you try, I mean, I guess you could escape into something like that. Yeah, I mean, you could, certain things you couldn't do like a Cassavetes in immersive technology, but
totally.
You could.
We could do a train molester in 3D or something. That could be fun.
I'm all for that.
Or the train gazer or whatever we're working on.
But yeah, like a lot of the stuff that we're doing it's stuff that was built upon for like 50 years from other companies. I'm just adapting, because I worked for I did Harry Novak's movies, Box Office International. I don't know if the name rings a bell, but in the 60s and 70s, he was one of the cult distributors here. So he did and he was more like TNA. He was more like the Nudie Cuties stuff. So he did like, Wham Bam, Thank You Spaceman. He did Please Don't Eat My Mother, which is the Little Shop of Horrors. Sexy. Yeah. He did like The Sex Lives of Romeo and Juliet. He did like Kiss Me Quick, Mondo Mod, and Mantis and Lace. And I learned a lot from him about getting a movie out there, especially when no one wants your movie, and trying to sell it. You know, so that's that's sort of the background, that I come from.
Awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, I did hear like stories about you and what was her name? Doris Wishman? Like you
Doris Wishman, yeah.
Close, yeah. And also
Doris, yeah. Sorry.
I was just gonna say, like, Mad Cowgirl, it says in the Wikipedia page you dedicated it to Cassavetes and Wishman together.
Oh, is that the one that says that? Okay, because I know one of them says like Ernie Kovacs, who I love. Comedian, had a great TV show, but yeah, I mean Wishman. Well, I mean, but the Wishman reference is easy for Mad Cowgirl because basically Wishman's movies were like, okay, woman comes off the bus and she meets a sleazy landlord and she can't pay rent, so she has to do the landlord, and then he introduces her to his friend, and then she meets the friend and she's a lesbian, and so she makes out with her. She's just being handed off from one to the other, and there's a lot of that. There's a lot of that psychological ness in Mad Cowgirl. Yeah.
Totally. Watching it definitely is like a time capsule of some sort, because like I think it's the only movie about prions, and like that was a big thing at the time. And like you definitely get in trend with like pandemics or epidemics when they happen, because we also did like COVID Girl, I think. Was it?
Quarantine Girl.
Yeah, Quarantine Girl.
So what did you say? You said Mad Cowgirl was about Prime? Is that what you said?
Yeah, prions, like mad cowgirl disease, not mad cow disease.
Oh, encephalopathy. Yeah. Well, I mean, that movie. That movie came out of that movie came out of the idea that I wanted to make a movie for Sarah because she was in Until the Night, and so at that time when I was developing, well, first of all, I was developing a movie that I didn't know what I was going to do. I didn't have a story or plot, but I knew I was eating steak like 10 times a week. I knew I was eating prime rib slabs of it. And I started getting incredibly sick, and yeah, like really, really, really thick. My cholesterol's through the roof, and I was drinking a lot of wine and stuff too, which didn't help.
There's a scene where Sarah also like chugs down a lot of wine.
Yeah. So a lot of that, and then that was concurrent to the mad cowgirl disease, so it was overlapping, and so. When I look at it now, I'm saying, like, was this a way of sort of like a nihilistic approach about me? Like, because I knew that mad cow, I knew that mad cow disease existed, but yet I was eating beef every chance I could get. So in that sense, was it like a suicide? Was it a cinematic kind of suicide wish? I don't know.
Well, we'll definitely ponder on this a lot when we're rewatching it again.
And some of these movies you'll never see. They're just like Damon's, where Damon uses like Tangerine Dream and he uses Vangelis, and Mad Cowgirl has a lot of music that is not. All the new stuff is cleared, like but Mad Cowgirl has a lot of music that's not. It's got some. It has the theme song from the Chow Yun-Fat movie, Full Contact. That's in the movie, and then there's stuff like that going on. It was fun to work with Walter Koenig, though. Chekhov from Star Trek. That was he didn't know what he was. He didn't know what he was in for, and he was like, I felt bad for. I felt bad for him because he hadn't made a movie since. Do you remember Moontrap, 1989? It's called Moontrap, and it was like.
Oh yeah.
So that was. I think that was his most recent movie where he was sort of the lead, and then he was doing Mad Cowgirl, and I had him like literally. We were inside of a hooker motel, and and there was shady stuff. There was shady stuff going on constantly, and it was like, and they were, you're making a movie? Hey, can we watch? And then, but yeah.
Did you? I just remember, since we're talking about your earlier outputs, did you actually make a movie in Hong Kong? Because
that one. Oh,
yeah,
no. That's okay. So I have 2 fake movies, or maybe I have 3. I have 2 fake movies under my credits, and that's one of them. But believe it or not, that producer is the reason how I got involved with Master of the Flying Guillotine. So, but anyway, it was something that he needed. He needed one of the investors. It's pretty shady, actually, now that I think of it. But one of his Chinese investors needed like a green card or citizenship or something. So then they had to put my name down as a director. They didn't really explain like why, but it was and then then I saw the movie. I said, okay, I can live with that. It looks like I made this movie. I think it was a transgender. The twist, she's transgendered, right, in that movie, right? So
honestly, I have a copy of it. I managed to track it down.
The twist is that he's protecting what he thinks is his son or whatever, and it's actually his daughter or something. I think that's the twist.
Okay, I definitely have to get around to watching it now.
And I swear, I haven't seen it in a long time, but there's like this crying game in the movie. There's this reveal where she takes off her clothes, and you see her back. He takes off his clothes, and you see her behind, and then everybody sees what's going on in front, and you could tell that it was a guy.
That's amazing.
But no, I did spend time in Hong Kong. I got to see them shoot. Remember that series, Young and Famous? I think it's called Young
and Dangerous. Young and Dangerous.
Yeah. I was on the set of that. That was fun. It's amazing. It's amazing. It's amazing how they shoot. They're nuts.
Totally.
Yeah. So I got involved with that. Wang Jing.
Raped by an Angel series. Yeah, I love that guy.
So I was hanging out with him and I think he was producing Young and Dangerous at that time. So did somebody just fall off?
Mm-hmm. Oh, it was just one. He had to go, but we're still going on.
Okay. So well,
I'll probably have to dip in a little bit too.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah. We should wrap it up then.
Okay.
It was really nice talking to you.
I'll wrap it up here because I do my. I don't know if you guys have heard my podcast yet, but
I do. I
we've heard it.
So nobody can answer this. Somebody can give me an actual accurate answer. Name a movie where the end credits has a famous song, a well-known song, but it was not written for that movie. An example would be "Shoot the Moon," which has "I Can't Tell You Why" by the Eagles. Or you could say "Clueless," which has "Tenderness," the song, as the end credits. Name one. I don't know why I'm asking this because I'm trying to do some research on something.
For Your Eyes Only?
No, because that was written for the movie.
Yeah, it was written for it. I'm trying to think. What's the end credits to Boogie Nights? For some reason, my mind's going to that. Like,
yeah. It's ELO, living thing. It's a living thing. Yeah. Okay, so I'll throw you that. But I meant to say that it's easy to pull from stuff that's full of music, like Goodfellas. You could say Layla, by Eric Clapton. Mm-hmm. Yes. So okay. I failed on that. I'm researching more data on that. So.
Yeah, we're happy about it. Yeah, thank you for coming on. It's been an honor. Honestly, the only reason that this podcast even exists is due to your movie. If y'all just watch Choke collectively.
Yeah, honestly, I only got Swamp, who just left. He introduced me to your work. Like, I saw Choke first, saw Blue Dream after that. It's all stuff I'm really into. It's carrying on the Something Weird video legacy.
Yeah.
All that in a week, huh? You discovered me last week and I'm on your show this week, huh?
but seriously, I think Swamp has seen Choke 200 times. It's insane.
Well, that's bizarre because I've only seen it rent 100 times. I'm glad you like the movie. I think it's got issues. I like every movie does, but I'm glad you see sort of the beauty.
Oh, it's very beautiful. The thing about your movie is that the acting is almost experimental. Do you know about Buto, the Japanese like kind of
Budo.
Buto, yeah, like Butoh. It's
Oh no,
like
I don't know that. I don't know that. Yeah.
Well, they basically cover themselves in all white and they like move in a very expressionistic way. It's kind of like, I forgot the other form of theater in Japanese, like where they like.
Oh, there's no. Also, yeah, I think Buto is something that what's his name wanted to do. Curtis Harrington. You know Curtis Harrington.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he was telling me about a Budo, and he was showing me photos of it. Now that you talk about that, and he wanted to do a movie like that, but obviously that was years ago. So,
but exactly, but that, and also there's this Antonin Artaud theater of cruelty stuff, where like actors move in like they don't really speak or deliver lines; they just move in like very unorthodox ways, and that's what your films feel like. That like the character cannot like muster up words, so they just like express their frustrations, inner emotion through like I don't know.
Well, I mean, a lot of that is that I'm uneducated. I dropped out of college. I went straight into film business, and I've always believed in the absurdity of the human body and physicality. But
exactly.
But as it gets personal to me, I have I don't know if you've heard of it. I have Tourette's syndrome. And what it is that I don't have as bad as I used to, but you're going into these sort of twitches, these sort of very distinct, sharp moves that you see in my films, and I never really talked about that much, but that's some of that's in there, and that's an articulation in itself by being animated and being
exactly.
So.
You definitely feel it in all of your movies, which makes it really like avant-garde. Exactly.
Oh. Well, good. Well, feel free to holler anything you want. I mean, I don't know what I can. I don't know if I enlightened you at all, or if I pushed you down the rabbit hole even more. But but thanks for go watch Fatal Pulse. Go watch Fatal Pulse. Go watch Fatal Pulse and Space Disco 1.
Oh yeah, they're all great. We had Damon on actually, like. A month ago, and he was just talking about he wants to like put you on ozone therapy. Actually, he mentioned that.
Oh, I tried it. It's good.
Yeah. I'm glad like it did you a lot of good, because we barely knew anything, and the way he phrased it seemed like you were going through some serious trouble.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I'm glad it did a lot of help. Though.
Yeah, it's glad you're doing well.
Yeah.
Well's relative, but yeah, I don't know how much he told you, but yes. So I better. I better be on set pretty soon shooting something. I don't know.
Well, we hope to have you back on sometime in the future. This was a great talk.
Same. It was
okay, guys. Talk. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. It's great having fans. God, my first 2 fans. Yes. Yeah. Oh, how many fans are here for? 3? Okay. Here we go. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks. We'll talk to you later.
Okay. Talk to you later.
Talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye. That was great.